Toxic Masculinity.
Minneapolis to hire social media influencers to spread city-approved messages during Derek Chauvin trial.
Oh yeah. I love this story. Here's why I love this story. Social media influencers are supposed to spread city-approved messaging during Derek Chauvin trial. This is in the Daily Wire. Let's read a little bit of this, and I'll tell you why I love it so much. The city of Minneapolis, Minnesota says it's hiring, quote, social media influencers from local minority communities to help facilitate the spread of news and combat, quote, misinformation during Derek Chauvin's trial, reportedly in the hopes that they may head off unrest. Chauvin's trial is set to begin next Monday at 11 a.m., blah, 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 blah. Let's see. The Minneapolis City Council has unanimously approved paying 6 local media influencers to spread city-approved messaging and updates throughout the upcoming murder trial of former officer Derek Chauvin, who has been charged in George Floyd's death. On Friday, the council approved $1,181,000 and $1,500 for communication with the community during the trial. For communication with the community.
Communication with the community.
$1.18 million to communicate with the community.
Communicate with the community.
That is a scam if I ever heard one. Okay. Just $12,000 of that money will go to paying. Well, that's useless. Because I was going to say, but look, $12,000 will go to those social media influencers that, are saying what you want them to say. But I'm Mr. Reagan. I have more reach than they do. So I say, forget those guys. Pay me this $1.18 million, and I'll say whatever you want. Derek Chauvin. Oh, he's awful, that Derek Chauvin. Murderer! Murderer! No, more likely Derek Chauvin didn't actually kill this guy. It seems like he died of fentanyl overdose, right? That's what it seems like happened, according to the reports that I've read. And yet, this is, they want to make sure they control the narrative. Now, the reason I love this story, the reason I think this is so funny, is because this is precisely what they do in Russia, right? In Russia, they actually hire social media influencers to
Russia, whatever we have election, they pay certain celebrities like huge following to advertise. Go vote for this. I support this.
Right.
But Russia is kind of split, so you can have celebrities who is against current.
Sure, you do have celebrities
government.
that,
And of course they pay. And actually, some celebrities actually say, "Yeah, they paid me 400,000 rubles, whatever, to say that."
Really?
Yeah, once
Really?
that happened. Yeah.
But yeah, so this is what they'll do in these like authoritarian dictatorships is the
But
government
they don't
will
even
pay
need to
social
pay
media
anybody.
influencers to say
Like
what they want.
they don't even need to pay in Russia to.
Yeah,
Recently
because there
we
are
had,
some
like,
people that fought that.
We had a constitution changes, so Putin can be president forever.
Yeah.
You don't even need to
No.
pay celebrities to say, because you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, you don't need. Well, there is this sense, I think, amongst politicians that you need like the public to approve of you. Even the politicians desperately want the public to like them. In fact, I was watching some Nancy Pelosi stuff the other day, figuring out what I was going to put in my last video, which, by the way, has done terribly. I did this video. It was like I don't know if you guys saw this ad for Jeep with Bruce Springsteen. But it was this ridiculous ad where they're like, now that Joe Biden's president, we need unity. We need unity. And they did this whole thing with Bruce Springsteen as if he's like a cowboy. He's like, I'm a cowboy, y'all, and we need unity now. And, let's all unify under Joe Biden. And it's like, you're a city boy from New Jersey who's like a millionaire rock star, like radical leftist, and you're sitting there pretending to be a Midwest cowboy. Give me a break. So I did this whole parody ad, which I thought was hilarious, and I thought would definitely get at least a certain. I thought would get more views than like my average video. It's the worst performing video I've produced in like a year. I mean, it's terrible. It's doing terrible. I'm like so upset by it. So if you haven't seen that video, go check that out. But I included some clips of some leftists, including some Pelosi stuff. And I watched this video recently. Pelosi actually says in an interview, public perception is everything. Public perception is everything is what she says. Those are the words she says. Very specific. Public perception is everything. She doesn't care whether she's right or wrong. She doesn't care if what she's doing is going to help the country. She cares about public perception because she knows she has the right public perception. Now, in America, it's even more important because you can get unelected if you don't have public perception on your side. If you don't, she said public perception or public will or something like that.
Public approval?
Yeah, public approval, something like that. She wants the approval
well,
of the public.
Biden didn't have a public approval.
Shh, we're not allowed to talk about that.
For YouTube, for monetization, Biden won. Election was fair.
Biden won.
Everything
it was totally fair. It was totally fair. Actually, on the planet of Turth, they actually had a problem with the president, a guy who's now president called Bo Jiden.
Mm-hmm.
And he actually stole the election from a guy named Donaldus Trumpius. Donaldus Trumpius was running there. And Donaldus Trumpius actually got more votes, but they did a little shim-sham. But here on Earth, Joe Biden won. Don't demonetize us.
Please.
Okay, so... Oh, I didn't have it on me. You couldn't see my hilarious face. Okay, so you can't tell I'm being sarcastic if you can't see my face. Sorry, I'm bad at flipping this. Okay, so let's go on to the next story, shall we?
Yep. Speaking of Trump, Trump's CPAC address called a festival of toxic masculinity.
Yes. This I love this because it's almost like she's advertising our show for us.
That's true.
Fantastic. Toxic Masculinity. Weekdays, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific.